What's up, y'all? Back again and here to win. And today I'm going to show you two wireless Bluetooth grips that I use. Well, I chose one of them that I used with my Sony ZV1. So I'm going to show you the good and bad and things I like and do not like about both of them. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to make a decision on which one would be a good fit for you and your camera, for your Sony ZV1 or any other camera that's similar to that size. Yeah, they're both by Ulanzi. We got the RMT-01 and the MT40. So if you were considering buying one of these, definitely look at this video. And also look at this video if you never even thought about getting one of these, because you may find out that it could be a good addition to your toolbox. All right, so stick with me. So I want to show you the main reason I bought the grip and a couple of issues I had. Well, not major issues, but yeah, I just wanted a better grip when I use this camera. So as you can see with the screen in this orientation with it flat back like this, you kind of don't, well, I didn't want to touch the screen. I didn't want to make that mistake because, you know, it's a touch screen. So sometimes it would interfere with different settings and autofocus. So what I did to get around not touching the screen before I bought the grip was, let me see if I can do this with one hand. Hold on one sec. I would hold it like this, and I have the screen out slightly a little bit so I could rest my thumb on the inside for a better grip. And yeah, I would have it just like this to get around that. And it still worked. It worked out okay, but I felt like I could do better. But yeah, it would look like this when I'm shooting. Like that and like that. So that was one thing with this type of camera. I just thought I wanted a better grip. Another thing in regards to grip, I also felt like if I wanted like low shots that are low to the ground, let me show you what I mean. It's not hard to do it with this camera. I mean, you can get down and go like that. You can go low. So it's not a big deal. But there's some shots that you can get with the extendable grip, with the wireless remote or without, that are a little bit easier to get when you have that grip on it with the extension and a little bit of distance. So that's another reason for down low shots and just more flexibility when I'm doing all kinds of shooting. All right, so first let's talk about the Ulanzi RMT-01. So I bought this one first, and let me show you what the box looks like. So here it is. This is what your camera would look like on top. I'll show you later. And this grip is pretty simple. It's just all one body. All the buttons are on the front, and then the legs will spread out like a tripod. I'll show you. And it's just all one piece. So I got this one because I was thinking, I don't want a separate remote. I just want a one-piece system that is also a tripod. And that's what led me to buy this one. So let me show you what it all looks like. So this is what the RMT-01 looks like unboxed. It just comes with the grip itself and instructions. Here it is, very simple, lightweight, and the legs open up. Let me open up those legs for you. That sounds weird, but all right. So with it fully extended and the legs open, that's what it looks like. So let me put it down on this dirty ass table. There we go. That's what it looks like. So let's put the camera on it and let me show you what that looks like. All right, so this is what the Sony ZV1 looks like on top of the RMT-01. It's not that stable the way it is right now, but you could balance it out if you put the screen to the left. Then that's a little more stable, not a problem. And also you can rotate the feet in a different orientation to gain different stability. But that's as far as this extends. And it works out really good. You don't need much more than that, but that's what that looks like with it on top and fully extended if you wanted to use it as like a tripod. So this is what the RMT-01 looks like if you're holding it in your hand. I have a big hand, So kind of the bottom of my hand is kind of left out. But here's the problem I had and why I returned it, because when you're actually using it, this is not a problem for everyone, but it's just a little discomfort that I had. When you're using this and you're actually pressing the buttons, you have to lower your palm near the bottom. And you have all this open space down here to actually press the buttons. Now, let me see if I can get a close-up of the buttons. So the buttons are plastic and they're like hard plastic. They're not like soft buttons on a remote control. And the shutter button on this one, it does have like a two-stage autofocus, but barely. It's kind of weird. You don't really, it doesn't feel like it does, but it does. So you got the shutter button, you got the record, you got the zoom in and out, autofocus, C1, which is a customizable button, and this is your parent button. And then you got your on and off switch right here. So while I was using the RMT-01, let me show you how I held it for the best stability. I usually had it extended out this far. And I put, this looks weird, but I put 2 fingers up here. And since my hand is big, I had the bottom of it like tucked in my palm like that. And I would access the buttons like that. But I would always keep it extended like this, and it worked out really good. So I would have it like this, and if I wanted to get a down low shot, it'd be easy extension like that. You know, press the button right there. But yeah, so it does work fine. You can definitely be fine with this one. But yeah, I did a whole street photography shoot, you know, just walking around like this. It was really comfortable. And I didn't need to extend it more than this for what I was doing. So yeah, this is how I was getting down out there with the RMT-01. So for the RMT-01, the only things I didn't really like was the button quality is hard plastic, and it didn't really give an easy 2-stop, you know, autofocus for the shutter button. So I didn't like that. And I also didn't like how short it was. Sorry, there's a lot of noise in the background. And I didn't like how short it was. I wanted something a little longer. And also, since my hands are big, I wanted something wider. And that's why I chose the other one, and I'll show you the difference. But if you have smaller hands and you don't care about how short it is, then this may be a good pick for you. And if you don't care about having a detachable remote and everything's just all in one piece, this is perfectly fine. It worked fine. Yeah, you won't be disappointed with this if you want a smaller, thinner grip. So it definitely does work, and it does the job. All right, so here's the MT40. So I bought this second, and as you can see already, the body of it is wider, and the length of it feels the same. It still sits in the same spot as my palm, but the big noticeable difference already is the buttons. So if you're not looking at it, if you're not looking at the remote and you're just shooting, you can feel the buttons better than the other model, because the zoom in and out sticks out, and the shutter button, record, on and off, all that stuff, it all sticks out. There's still hard plastic buttons, but the biggest thing that I like the most about this one is the shutter button. It noticeably has a 2-stage press. What I mean by that is you press it once, soft, you can get your autofocus, and if you press it harder again, you get it to snap the photo. So that was a big win for me, and that was probably the biggest difference that I felt in between the two. Easy on and off switch, easy record switch, and this is how it looks when it's, you know, fully up like that. You got your USB-C. The other one has USB-C also. Forgot to mention that. But this one's already more comfortable in the hand to hold, because it's just thicker. Best way I can explain that. So yeah, right off the bat, I like the feel of this one better. So here's the MT40 with the tripod attachment that comes with it. So when I use it, I actually like to use it with the extra tripod attachment. It makes it like double the length, but you get more grip. So say if you're pressing the button right here, if you're pressing the buttons, the bottom of your hand can latch onto the extra extension there. So to me, that was most comfortable, you know? So that's why this one was a win for me. I mean, I could hold it like this or like this. I had a lot more flexibility with the grip. So you may not want that extra extension, but it's optional because it has that universal thread on the bottom to where you can attach anything. So I have a shorter tripod extension at home, but I like the one that it came with. So yeah, this is what it looks like when it's fully assembled. So this is what the MT40 looks like when it's fully extended. The stability is pretty good with the ZV1. That's going to vary with, you know, a different type of camera you have, but I wouldn't put a camera bigger than the ZV1 on it. But yeah, it's really stable. So yeah, the bonus with this one is, you know, say if you were doing something and you wanted to back away, you know, right here you have your remote and you could back away and do your thing with the remote. And, you know, you get some distance from the camera if you really needed to. So that's, you know, you'd want to consider that if you're buying that, how you would benefit from that. So yeah, the extension is longer on the MT40 than the RMT-01. I don't think it's necessary. It's not that much, but it depends on what you feel like doing when you're out there. If you want a longer extension, you can go for this one, or if you need a shorter one, I don't know. I don't think that's much of a big deal, but yeah, that's what it looks like when it's fully extended. So I'm going to quickly show you how how good the shutter button works with the ZV1. So if you look at the screen, if you can see it, when I halfway press the shutter button, that green square in the middle, rectangle, is going to turn green. It's really easy to do that. It means it's in focus. And I halfway press this button right here, the shutter button. It's very easy. Super simple. So I think it's really good with this. And if you press it a little harder, snaps the picture. I mean, this works excellent. So it's definitely better with this one. It still works with the other one, but this shutter button definitely is better on this grip. So I just want to show you what it looks like and how it feels when you take off the remote. Feels really good. It's strong enough to where you won't have to worry about it. Snaps on really good. It's really secure. So yeah, I thought that was fine. So if you're worried about the magnet being too loose or not secure enough, you're not going to worry about that. It was actually pretty good. So the MT40 and the RMT-01, they both work fine with cell phones also. So this didn't come with it, but this is the S25 Ultra. I had a cell phone grip that I screwed on top of this MT40 because it has a universal thread on there, a bolt, whatever you want to call it, that you could put any accessory on. And this does link up with Samsungs. I haven't tried it with iPhones, but it easily connects to the S25 Ultra. I had the S24 Ultra and it only worked in Pro mode. I think, no, I'm sorry, never mind that. It works, it just connects Bluetooth. So yeah, you should be fine with any Samsung. I was thinking about microphones. Microphones with older phones only work in the Pro mode, but with the phones older than the 25. But yeah, let me show you real quick if you can see it with this lighting. So this is connected to it just by Bluetooth, and we have an easy zoom in and out. Works really good. It's responsive. The shutter button works perfectly fine. So if you press that, you get a focus, and you press it harder, you get the shot. I held it down and it took a burst shot of like 10 photos, but I tested it out before this and it works perfectly fine. So if you have a cell phone holder, it's definitely a good way to use your cell phone also if you need a grip for it and you want the remote. So definitely keep that in mind. Works great. So as you can tell from looking at everything, I like the MT40 better than the RMT-01 because it's bigger, it's more comfortable, and you can add the extension for more length on your grip. All right, so they're both fine though. So if you want a smaller one with a smaller grip, I'll go for the other one. but if you want more of a grip, a detachable remote, a better two-stage shutter button, then I would definitely go with the MT40. All right. So both links are in the description. Thanks for watching. Peace.